Alright, this is Mind of Farzaneh, aka Nate or Nathan, but please never call me Nathaniel. And we're doing a second day of attempts at the Masochist challenge, The Boys. So this one's pretty straightforward. Trying to put together a deck which can defeat Seraph with only minions. So the rule is you have to remove all spells by the time you reach Seraph. I tried it yesterday morning. I think I ended up doing 5 or 6 attempts and couldn't get it to work. I'm going to try it again today. I'm going to start with a Covenant 9 run to try to work around the Covenant 10 Covenant 10 negative effect where you can't place units on the top floor. Alright, we'll start with the Melting Remnant Hellhorned on Covenant 9. If we can do it, then I'll bump up the Covenant, see if I can do it on another Covenant level. So let's go ahead and start. Remnant Host is pretty good. If I can get Lady of the Reformed on the same floor as the Remnant Host and find a way to, well, I guess, how would you get her onto the... I guess you could upgrade it with Burnout. That's how you could get it. But then if it's behind the Lady of the Lady of the Reformed, it might be tricky. Well, let's see. Jack Strips, definitely. To be able to take out those backliners without spells, that becomes really difficult, and we want Reform. Enemies appear on each floor are perfectly fine. That's why you get Jack Strips. It makes this entire trial basically not a trial anymore. Alright, so we'll do Rector Flicker, Double Drag, torch the backliner, and we can dump a Train Steward. Just have something to bring back. Put them there. Put the Remnant Host there. Torch one of these. Get a second Train Steward and another drag. And let's do it like this. We can put armor on him. Armor on him. Do we drip fall this Train Steward? And it probably makes more sense than doing nothing. And we can take out the backliner to add more damage. We can put more armor on him to add more damage. And then Train Steward drag. So he should die on the second floor, because we'll likely get another drag we can play out. Yeah. Getting another drag behind should do it for us. Okay, first boss down. Normally first boss isn't the challenge because you still have spells in your deck. It's more like just a normal deck at this point. We can't take any of these. Welder Helper. The one advantage to taking minions is that you can then, if you get enough of them, or imps, is that when you get enough imps, you can get Consumer of Crowns. Unfortunately, the last few times I've tried to do that, it hasn't really worked out for us, but we can take the Welder Helper. We have space right now to play him out. He's also a really good chump blocker. We're not going to be able to upgrade that way. Harvest is pretty good. And we can upgrade him with even more health. Getting Endless on the Imp. It's just a bad Imp to get Endless on, though. That's the only issue. If we put Limitless Baron to be able to sit in front of our have him sit in front of our champion. And then let's start purging spells. Purge out first. What? Probably drip falls. We don't really have that much to purge out, actually, so we should be okay. This is fine. We're going to be just putting units in front in order to take advantage of the harvests and also the reform. This is pretty good. Then we put Rector Flicker, Baron. We can get rid of him, and then he should be easy to get rid of on this. Cool. Do it like that. Yeah. We can put a drag here. And then we can do 1, 2, 3, and I think we might need armor on that front drag. Or sorry, in that front train steward just to survive the attack. Got him back again. And we can put train stewards here. Seems good. And he's dead. We can even put armor and take out these guys. Cool. That's right, he does sweep. Votivary is really good. Gives us a unit to play in front every turn. Another imp seems good, and he's a great one to bring back. And I'm always a big fan of Demon Fiend. We just have to have the Ember to play him, but we can take Ember for our next relic. Although I would like to increase capacity. In that case, Steelworker would probably be better. We need to get more damage. That's a priority for us. I don't think there's anything we want to duplicate. Let's see if we get a better Hellhorned unit. Neither of these guys are that great either. We don't get Rage. I guess Railbeater can be okay. If we get another Imp, Deranged Brute could also work. He has much better stats. We could also upgrade a unit with Rage. Getting Endless on this Molting Imp seems pretty good, or on the Remnant Host. Because we actually don't want it to increase in stats, we just want it to keep coming back. Remnant Host or Molting Imp. I think the Remnant Host. And then let's increase stats onto our Deranged Brute or the Steelworker. Let's upgrade the Steelworker. And we shouldn't need to spend coins on purging. This is a way to get extra Ember, but then we have to deal with the 2 Vengeful Shards. Or we get the Calcified Ember. No, they're going to be spells. I think we take the 2 Vengeful Shards and get the extra energy. It's right now 1, right? Because I only have 1 Blight in my deck. Plus 2 energy if I'm facing Cleanse, or if I'm facing the Fel that generates Blights. Wait, no, they're not Blights though. They're what are they called? They are I think what they're called. But they're not Blights. They're called something different. All right, Daedalus. Start like that. This Baron, they only blow up once. Votavary up front. Train Steward, drag. Put the Remnant Host out, put the Votavary in front here. Even get some more armor on our drag, or on our Train Steward. Didn't even die. Let's get armor onto the Witless Baron. They're going to make it up farther, but I can put a drag in front. Put a Votavary up here. And let's put some more damage onto this Forged Disciple. I'm a little bit nervous about whether he can die. Play this out again. Right? Or do we use this to clear all the minions? Put a drag here, that will take out, and then the Remnant Host. Put a Molting Imp out. And put more armor. There's not really nowhere to put the Votavary right now, so we'll pass. Armor on him. You can use him to block 1 damage. These guys are already getting quite strong. Excuse me, strong. If we get 1 unit behind, put more armor on him. And I think we're going to be okay, because we'll get him down to less than 30 life. And we can place a unit on the top floor. We can use that, put a drag in second position, and take out none of these. I think now getting Demon Fiend will help a lot, and we need extra capacity. Being able to put 2 units on that bottom floor in front of the Rector Flicker and the Witless Baron as well as having space to put out our Demon Fiend is going to help a lot. I still don't think we quite need to remove. We can remove here. I think it's a better position. We'll remove there. Well, we can see. And actually we can remove here as well. And finally here. So there's plenty of spots for us to do removal. We only need to remove 4 more cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 6 more cards. Okay. I think that's okay. We'll go this route now. Take the coins, artifact. When a friendly unit dies, enhance it with +10. That will help out a lot. Legion of Wax. Yeah. Putting Legion of Wax on its own floor, and we'll reform 2 units. Space is a little bit of an issue still. 80 damage. Do I think we can do 80 damage for a random artifact? We haven't taken any pyre damage so far. I feel like it's worth trying it. Now, the question is, do we change things up in order to get Demon Fiend on the same floor as the Rector Flicker, and then we put the Wickless Baron on the same floor as the Legion of Wax to take advantage of all of the extra units? I think we need to get the Wickless Baron out. We can use the Molting Imp, which will then come back. So putting him there, let's get the Molting Imp out. And let's put a Train Steward where hopefully he'll die. It won't take enough damage. Oh, but he'll burn out for 1. That's okay, that's okay. So we put him there, him behind. We can put the Molting Imp, which will then die. We can put a Drag in front, who will also die, so we have 2 units to reform. Put a Train Steward in the top, and start stacking armor onto our Wickless Baron. So now we've got a really powerful drag up. We need him, I think, up top. Legion of Wax isn't going to do enough right now. So if we get the drag up here, that's 24. $55 plus 5 plus 1 is not enough, and he's going to heal up before he gets there anyway. Right? So we'll take... Alternatively, we can try to clear out a lot of these units. We can at least take out the armored unit up front. So something like that. And that kills the front unit. I don't think we need another one there. This drag won't do enough damage on his own. What do I have to reform right now? I don't think I have any cards to reform. Getting out Legion of Wax. And getting more armor onto the Baron. And I think we still do put out this drag. Hopefully the artifact is worth it that we get. Let's torch one of these backliners. We'll take out his armor. That's good. He'll kill the Legion of Wax. We can put this Train Steward to tank the damage, do a little bit of damage back. This guy is going to do 24 damage. Hmm. 35 is not quite enough. Dang it, we're one off. I wonder if the jack strips happen before or after. Oh, actually, we're not off. We're not one off. We're quite a bit off. Would love to be able to play the Legion of Wax, but I can't, so we'll put the Remnant Host. I think killing off this drag means that we'll get him back. And then I don't think we want the Votivary. We want whoever's going to reform. Yeah, we're going to take another 24 damage. And then another 15. We're going to get quite low unless we can kill the boss right here. This takes out both backliners and gives us a pretty strong imp. That kills him. Okay, good. So we took a lot of damage there. That probably was too much damage for us. But yeah, we probably should have been a little bit safer with that challenge. This just means that we'll have to take, I think we're going to get one anyway, get a restore pyre health. And, okay, that gives us a lot of gold. Stalker would be pretty good because we get, we can chump block with him and then keep bringing him back. And then we need to start clearing out a lot of units. Skip here. We do have a lot of coin. And we will be taking this side, so we remove, take this side, and take this side. So we will be getting 40 pyre health, 60 pyre health, and that will give us enough unstable vortexes to remove all of our spells. Summon abilities trigger an additional time. That's pretty good for our imps. We don't need the train stewards to, well, make our train stewards better. No, I think getting the summon abilities twice is better. Let's get rid of one blight because we only need 2 to take advantage of the mana. And let's get rid of armor or torch. I think torch. Do we want to duplicate anything? Actually, don't know if we want to. Maybe a Remnant Host? But that just keeps putting them back in our deck, which isn't really great. A second Demon Fiend. I don't think we want another Legion of Wax. We could do a second Baron. Do Baron on the bottom, Baron with Legion of Wax. But then we don't really have enough space for all of our other units. Do we take another capacity later on? With another capacity, we can do Demon Fiend, Deranged Brute, Steelworker, Wickless Baron, Legion of Wax, one other unit, Wickless Baron, Champion, Stalker plus another unit. Let's see if that goes okay. We need to get rid of our train stewards. Spikes should be fine. It's actually a good way for us to get rid of units so that we can reform them and get the harvest stacks. So Rector Flicker. We can put this imp now. And then it will die to the spikes. We can put the Stalker out. He doesn't quite die yet. But he will soon. We can even put him in the front. And then block with the Molting Imp. And take out the backliner. We put the Deranged Brute on the top floor. Wickless Baron. Wickless Baron, Legion of Wax. And we can put a Molting Imp and a Welder Helper just to get them back later. Let's use this to increase the armor on our Damaged Brute, and then we can put a Molting Imp in front. Get the Stalker back. We can put him on the top floor just to... Alright, we put him here. He'll burn out anyway. Hmm. $35 damage right away. Kills this front enemy unit. They all die. Get rid of the Vengeful Pyre. I think we need to get him out. We can even get more armor on this. Put out a Remnant Host. Put a Train Steward in front. Get some armor onto our Rector Flicker. Maybe the Remnant Host would have been better, probably better on the bottom floor. And then please bring back the Legion of Wax. You did not. That's okay. Getting the Imp here. Increases that damage quite a lot. We can put a Drag behind him. Get some more armor on our Rector Flicker. Putting a Train Steward here, we'll make sure he dies. We can get a bigger Train Steward behind to put some damage on the backliner. And we can toss a final Train Steward up top. To tank. Tanking with this Train Steward gets him pretty low. 35 puts him down to 40. Tanking with the Remnant Host gives us 2 drafts, who each do additional 10 units. That will be 30. $39. Hold on, adding another 30 puts him at 45 plus 9. Still don't have enough damage, I don't think. We can put him here to tank the damage and then die. Getting a Remnant Host. Right there. He's going to die anyway. We could even buff up our Baron just by putting units down and torching them. In that case, well, let's put it down. Do that. And that. Just to stack up our Baron. And then I think getting this Train Steward up here. Like that. So we will take 8 damage. But I think we'll be able to take out the boss. Especially with the Stalker. Because he'll get 2 hits in. Let's put him... Let's see, how can we do this? Putting the Votaberry in the second position. And then stacking armor. That. What would we draw? Putting him here. And then we're going to put the Demon Fiend on the top floor. We're going to let this drag burn out. Demon Fiend, and we could probably put the Steelworker on this floor here. Just torch him. Getting the Remnant Post back. Instead, we want the Steelworker. Steelworker adds at least 60 damage. But getting the Demon Fiend, likelihood that we get the Demon Fiend again. If we put the... Getting the Demon Fiend behind here will add a lot of damage, but then we can't put anything in front, that's the issue. He's doing 25, so that would be 3 hits, 150. Okay, so 60 times 3. Plus we can put the Remnant Host in front after. Potentially. So 180. Plus we'll get 3 more hits with the Demon Fiend, because it won't take him out all in one hit. Or 2 more hits. So 280. That's 360. If I can put anything else in front to block, then that's another 60. Depending on what it is. We put the Remnant Host up front. We put him here, he's going to block basically 2 hits. That's going to add 60 plus another 27. And then we hope for... Then we would hope for the Demon Fiend to come back around. We could bring the Votaberry and then torch it if we need to. We're gonna get a torch for sure. That adds another 87. 107. 107. And then I think another hit as well. 107. If we do that. Yeah, that adds a lot of damage there. We can get rid of the shard, putting Votivary, Remnant Host behind him. And then the Demon Fiend at the back. Put Votivary up front. And then we hope we get so now extra 90. If we torch the Votivary, we get extra armor. You can put a Train Steward at the back, add in 10 more armor. Adds an extra, yeah, and we lost. Dang it. First attempt, unsuccessful. Let's do a Melting Remnant Umbra. Wow. That was awful. A bit big sludge, but it's not going to do a whole lot for us. Cannot believe our champion died that easily. That's crazy. Works. We just need fewer and stronger units. 270 damage, so we die. The same boss both times. Getting through this boss is a nightmare. Yeah, we can't. I think Umbra is too dependent on morsels, so we're gonna go back to doing Hellhorned. Hellhorned, Melting Remnant. And let's hope we get the reform early. The problem is you get the back, even if you don't get the backliner, he's still doing 25 damage to each unit, and getting high enough health on units to keep them alive is a real struggle. And yeah, I think we're gonna do one last run, and then I'll call it quits. I think I'm gonna try one more Umbra, Melting Remnant Umbra deck. With another design around reform. Not the best start. We get basically a bunch of spells to add. Could mean that we go Burnout on our champion. Units cost -2. I don't think we need. Getting the damage shield on the first unit is really strong. I don't think we want the Harvest, so getting the Burnout seems pretty good. We can already keep it alive now using the spells that we got, the Cleansing, or the Hallowed Drippings, so it can increase its Burnout to survive the first few floors, with the idea that we get the Lady of the Reformed, and she can keep him alive as she tanks hits. I think we're going to stack up on this second floor, and we don't need the Rage. Put one drag up front, and Hallowed Drippings. We aren't going to get the Collector, but I think that's okay. And then we put 2 Train Stewards and a drag up top. think we tank with a Shade Splitter. And we can put Train Steward. We can gain some mana, put Rage onto one of these dregs, get a damage shield and energy. So it almost basically negated, not completely negated, but at least partially negated the Ember Drain. Fatal Melting is great. We can add more Rage because he's going to die anyway. And Ember Drain doesn't carry over. We'll take 5 damage, I think, for Pyre. 5 damage for a unit is pretty good. And first boss is done. Entombed Explosive is pretty good. Just a big burst onto the enemy. We can't take any of those. And Lady of the Reformed. Fantastic. Okay, so it's a pretty good setup. We just need to get her with a lot of health so that she can absorb blows and increase the burnout. We can get a second one. We just did Paraffin Thug, who is quite strong if you buff him up, and he's a way to get enough coin to upgrade your units, plus remove the cards that we need, because we have to get rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 spells by the end. So we're going to need coin to do that. We're not going to be able to do that all with Unstable Vortexes. So, okay, I think the I think the Paraffin Thug is going to be beneficial. We only need one Lady of the Reformed. We can add more burnout onto her, which seems good. Gives her extra health. And then getting even more damage and health. I would have liked to multi-strike, but instead we will get rid of... what? A Shade Splitter. These Shade Splitters don't really do much value for us. Spikes is okay. The boss doesn't have that much health, and our champion does 60 damage by himself, so I think we're okay there. So we do Rector Flicker, and I think we actually do put the Paraffin Thug here. We'll get the Lady of the Reformed later on. Oh, that's right. He dies anyway, but he'll get us some coin and then die. We can put a Shade Splitter down and get a drag on top. Lady of the Reformed with damage shield, Hollow Drippings. And let's get a Train Steward and another drag. Tuned Explosive isn't dying because of the damage shield. I'm gonna take some of those out and let's hope we get something. Well, I guess the boss comes. We'll probably kill him now, right? Yeah, we already killed him, so not ideal plays. But we were able to finish out this one, or finish out the battle. Getting more coins is good. I don't think getting another Entombed Explosive. Maybe the Molten Encasement. Skip these. And what I want is the Reform champion, so that I can keep putting down those encasements in front of the champion and the Lady of the Reformed. Artifact, 50% chance to daze. We actually don't necessarily want them to daze because we want our Lady of the Reformed to get hit. But it's really good on the bosses if the boss gets dazed. But I still think the merchant costs are going to be more consistent. Morsel Maker's good. If we can get Morsel Maker plus a whatever we get here, we have to remove. So we'll skip. If we get the Morsel Maker plus any one of the major Gorge units, then that can be its own floor and stack up. Like we put it on the top floor, it just stacks up while the bottom floor addresses most of the enemies. Because we need something that can scale, and right now we don't have anything that can scale. So let's put, for now, let's put all of this onto the same floor so that we can continue to buff up Our Lady of the Reformed, and we can just toss a dragon top. Hollow Drippings, we can put Paraffin Thug with a, we don't need the Entombed Explosion explosive yet, but we can put it down for later, even give it a shield, and we will earn some coins. That's a little bit of a problem. We can start buffing up a Train Steward as well. Is that going to kill Our Lady of the Reformed? Pretty close. We can add Rage onto our Morsel Maker. How? Oh, that's right. We need. We're not going to put the Morsel Maker on the same floor as her in the future, just for this battle. And our champion can tank a lot of hits from Daedalus. I think we're going to be okay. Let's then put another Train Steward up top. That will die, killing the front unit. We can put the Molten Encasement behind it. And a drag to absorb the constructed explosive. We can get Rage. This almost kills by itself. Get even more Rage onto our Morsel Maker, use the Fluid Melting, and then we can even buff up this other Train Steward, put another Train Steward here. And yeah, we're gonna be fine. We'll kill him on the second floor. With the Fatal Melting. Cool. Formless Child is interesting. And Crucible Warden is the unit to put with a Morsel Maker. He gets incredibly strong and gets tons of damage shields to protect himself. That will really help with some of the enemies we keep losing to. And he can start with 2 damage shields from the beginning. Do we need extra capacity right now? Or more draw? Still think extra capacity. We can fit then another unit. We get Morsel Maker plus the... We can put a Paraffin Thug on that floor in the back. And we will go this route because we need to remove cards. We'll remove 2 Shade Splitters. And we can get Paraffin Enforcer on the same, actually on the same floor. Yeah, that's really good. We put him in the back on the same floor as our champion and the Lady of the Reformed. And we can now drop some more. Let's get rid of the last Shade Splitter. What spells do we have left? We have a Fatal Melting. We'll keep that for a little while. And then we have 2 Perils of Production. I don't think we need Hallowed. We don't need a second Hallowed Dripping. And then we'll save for now. Reform would be best, I think. Now I don't know, actually. Getting him just big might be better for us. The Lady of the Reformed will get enough burnout stacks on him that he'll survive. And now with multi-strike... Just a second. All right. Sorry about that. I think let's not risk it. We've been risking a lot in the earlier runs. I think we're at the point now where we need to be more conservative and keep our pyre health high for later fights. Okay, so we're going to set up with Rector Flicker. He'll take out the first unit. Paraffin Thug. And put the Morsel Maker up top. We can throw a dragon on the second floor. We want the Crucible Warden up there. Oh, whoops, meant Paraffin Enforcer. We can put the Formless Child to eventually... Actually, that would be really good. We can get back the unit we just killed. And it can chump block for our champion. Even throwing another drag to take the other hit, so it's fine. Lady of the Reformed up front to keep our champion alive. We can already increase their burnout. And she should be good for a while now. We can put a Molten Encasement as well. And... that's okay. Fatal Melting to reduce damage. Are they gonna do enough? Oh crap! I forgot. Now he's getting all the morsels. But I think we're okay down here. We definitely do a Fatal Melting to reduce the amount of damage on the bottom floor. We can put an Entombed Explosive. It's not gonna die though, so let's instead get a Train Steward. And we're gonna do enough damage to him. If we put Ember Drain here, we can put a little bit more damage. We can get out the Entombed Explosive, and then he's dead. Cool. So that seemed to go okay. We can put the Paraffin Thug up here just in case. Don't think we need the Ember. We can't fit a unit anywhere else, so... yeah, we're good. So we can do double rage onto our backliner. And finish out the fight. I think that was worth it. We probably would have been fine on the challenge, on the trial, sorry, but I think it was better in this case to be safe. Bounty Stalker, the only issue with Bounty Stalker is we can't consistently get him back after. If we get endless on the Formless Child, maybe that works. Let's see. We can't take any spells. We do have the capacity now. You saw that we had that middle floor more or less open the whole time. What to duplicate? Getting a second Formless Child, getting a second Morsel Maker could be really strong. Maybe we do that, and if we can get them both on the same floor with the Crucible Warden, and we actually can. We can get both of them on the same floor as the Crucible Warden, and that maxes out that floor. So that makes the most sense, I think. We could just take gold, so we'll just do that and skip. And I think we're going to be okay. Non-boss units get +6 damage for 150 coin. He gets sweep and lifesteal. I don't think we can risk it. I think we need to keep our health high on the Lady of the Reformed and the Champion. We will get a lot of stacks onto our... so let's put Lady of the Reformed, we'll do shield, we can get Rector Flicker behind to kill off Master of Light. We can already put the Formless Child on the second row with a drag. If we put a drag here, we will take out... Nope, it'll die. Because of the sweep. Bounty Stalker. We can even Ember Drain this. Let's... So we're gonna get back the drag. But actually we'd like to get back the Bounty Stalker. So instead, I'm gonna put this Train Steward here, put the Bounty Stalker here. Although, no, we'll put it here. We want to get the coin. That coin's easy to get, so let's not skip it. Crucible Warden with Damage Shield, Morsel Maker. And we can't get the Paraffin Thug out yet. This is a little bit jank. Let's get... We can put 2 Damage Shield on the Paraffin Thug. We want the Morsel Maker up here, but this Stalker is up there instead. It's going to take 5. We'll get a unit back. I guess we can do a Morsel Maker on this floor and put a drag. And we are going to take a little bit of damage. 10, so we'll take 30 damage. Not great. We want stats on our Entombed Explosive. Yeah, I don't think we played this right, but that's not good. We almost kill him though. We kill him now. Yeah, we didn't play that out right, but it's good that we didn't take the challenge. We would have for sure died. Remnant Host, I don't think makes sense. Same with Ember Forge. Yeah, that Stalker greed play was what got us. If we put the Stalker on the bottom floor, we would have been in a much better shape. Here we need the pyre health, we need to remove, and we would like trinkets. Guess gain energy on the first turn. And reroll. Morsels get damage shield. Apply stacks of burnout is pretty good. Do deal 2 damage when morsels are eaten. Probably better than getting damage shields on them. We can remove now our perils of production, and then we save the last removal for probably this floor here. Or we save it to the end and we use coins. Also works. Fell. Okay, let's see how we do against Fell. Rage Fell is not fantastic for us. And we can't play out both Morsel Makers now. I think we start on this floor instead. We put both Morsel Makers will fill up the entire floor. One of them is fine. 2 of them, and then we don't have space to put the other units. Okay. Here we want Formless Child can absorb some of the blows. We do it like that. Hollow drippings. We can do this just to get back the Paraspin Thug later. Crucible Warden. And Bounty Hunter plus Explosive. Almost kills. Oh man, he's taking a lot of damage. Please don't rage the middle floor. Would appreciate it. We can do Train Steward, Molten Encasement, Drag. There's the chance that we get... This does not kill them. There's the chance that we get Lady of the Reformed back after. We can put a drag to die up here. No, we don't want to pollute anymore the pool. If we get Lady of the Reformed back, then we might be okay. Getting a drag with 2 damage shield, it's going to die. It gets 1 damage shield, right? 2 damage shields, so it would block both hits. So the question is, are we worried about... Actually, we're not, because we can play out enough units. Put a Morsel Maker up here. We will take 35, puts him down to 60. We will take 24 damage on our pyre. And then we can put another train steward down. And then we hope for Lady of the Reformed. Molten Encasement. How much? Oh, we have plenty of burn out there. That's not a problem. Put Molten Encasement behind with 2 damage shield, or in front with 2 damage shield. Probably in front. You can use a Fatal Melting to reduce some of the damage. Put a drag here just to absorb one of the hits. Oh crap. We're dead. Oh no, we survived. Oh man. He's dead. Okay. Okay. That was really intense. I thought we were dead right then. We will get stealth. That's only doing 400. How much damage shield will he have? He'll have 10. He'll have, I think, with 50 damage and so much damage shield. Plus, we can play out the. Yeah. Okay. Oh my gosh. The problem is that Seraph cleanses, so damage shield's gonna go away. If we get our champion with Reform, I think that's the only way we survive. Putting Devourer of Death on the bottom floor and just having it absorb. And then I think we still want extra capacity again. That way we can chump block with drags in front of our Lady of the Reformed, and if we get the champion that can reform, then we constantly get units we can put in front. I think we're going to take this route at the end, so we need to take this route in order to remove. So we remove the last the Hallow Drippings. We remove Fatal Melting. And upgrade our champion. Reform. But the 150 is also very, very strong. But being able to reform a unit is also really important for us. Tough choice. I think that will be the right thing for us in the end, but that was a really tough choice. This is actually a pretty easy one for us, I think, because of the damage shield that we get, and we can swap the positioning of our units if we need to. I feel like that is one. If it was any other challenge, I wouldn't have taken it, but I think because we have the damage shield relic, we can survive getting the rage units. So then we do, I think we do the stack floor here with Lady of the Reformed, Rector Flicker, Paraffin Thug, and he can absorb 15. I think getting these guys out. Oh, I made a mistake. I swapped those two on accident. Oh, that's not good. So we need a chump block. This is a good unit to chump block with. We're gonna have enough damage because that will multi-strike. Are we already dead because of this Gilded Wing? We'll take... This takes 4 hits. Yeah, unless we can put a lot of damage to it, we might already die. We don't have any spells. 85 is not enough to kill. Do that. And we're still taking 15. 30 damage. Plus a drag. I think we already lost. Wow. Getting the Paraffin Enforcer up top wouldn't have made a difference. Entombed Explosive? Is that enough damage together? It doesn't die is the problem. Nothing else fits up there. A drag would fit up there. Entombed Explosive dies if we put something else there in front. Hold on. If we Devour of Death behind the Lady of the Reformed, it'll get 1 soul, do 15 AoE. And then we do 35 damage to it. I think that's still not enough, but it's probably the best bet. Put this behind here. Devour of Death. Like this. Oh, it doesn't die. Yeah, it wasn't gonna happen. Even with the Entombed Explosive. Dang. Oh. 2 days. That was... I gotta think about this more. I'll do some more theory crafting, and we can try it again tomorrow.